Now that you're here, just leave everything outside. The kind of person that you are, the kind of success you've achieved, and the kind of problems that you have. Just come in as a human being. Welcome to MadMan. Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in. So, today I'm going to share an incident that happened with two of my friends. And if you make it to the end of this video, I think that there's a really beautiful lesson to learn. So, just for the sake of this video, let me say that one of them was Sam and the other one was Chris. So we went to the same school, right? And they were the best friends from the time they met, right? We never saw them not being together, right? They would sit next to each other in the class. They both of them were really into soccer. They were in the school soccer team. They would eat lunch together. They liked the same kind of music. Their dressing sense was the same. So to give you an idea of what kind of friends they were, we never said where is Sam. We always said where is Sam and Chris, because if one was gone, the other was gone too, right? They would even skip the school on the same day. So they were that kind of friends, right? And there was even this spot where they would go all the time, right? It was like a nice place under a tree, and I know they would talk about life and all those things. We know what they talked about, but we saw them there very often. So all of us graduated, and I know we were friends on Facebook, right? For the first few years, both of them did not post a lot, but after a few years, we started getting their posts on Facebook, and Chris had really achieved a lot because I think after graduation he did not pursue like any work. He opened his own business, and it was like something related to travel and tourism kind of thing. So he opened his own business, and looking at his posts on Facebook, we really thought that he had made it, because he had like a really nice car, and he would go visit places that most of us couldn't still afford to go. On the other hand, Sam did not do much in that sense, right? Because he was kind of living a chilled life. He was working just to make enough money to pay his rent and to get his groceries and just basic things. He did not want much from life. He was chilled, happy. And I think he was coming from the school of thought that money is not everything, right? I mean, of course it is necessary to have money to suffice basic needs, but you don't have to run after money, right? So I think he came from that school of thought. But Chris, he really wanted to become someone great. He wanted something out of life, right? So Chris was, from whatever I remember, Chris was never at peace, right? He would like wake up really in the morning, and he already had like a lot of things to achieve, and he really worked hard to achieve those things. But he was never at peace, right? He was always doing something. He always had what he would do next before he actually did it, right? So he was really planned. He would work hard to complete those plans. But one thing that I did not quite like was he was never at peace. Always, you know, always trying to achieve something, always in the run for something, you know. He did not even have a time to breathe properly. That's how uh, busy he was, and that's how he conducted his life, right? And I mean, he got his reward. He had a really successful business, and he was quote unquote that successful guy for everyone. So one day, I think after a few years, they decided to meet and go to their favorite spot that they would always hang out when they were young, right? So, of course, Chris had a better car, so he picked Sam up and they were driving to this place, listening to their favorite music that they would listen to when they were young, really having fun, catching up with each other, and they were having fun, because they had met after a long time. And as they were having fun and all those things, suddenly a truck at the intersection hit that car, and unfortunately, both of them died on the spot. So, what is the moral of the story? So, the moral of the story is that there does not have to be a moral of the story, because everyone lives their own life in a unique way, because everyone is brought up uniquely, everyone is brought up in a unique environment, everyone has a unique genes they receive from their parents. So, something that works for one does not work for another. So, there is no fucking moral of the story. But what I want you guys to learn is that we forget the most basic thing, and that is that our life is limited. No one knows how long they are going to live, and no one chooses to die, right? Death is something that happens. You don't choose to die, and we don't know when we're going to die, but we live as if we have unlimited time, right? So Sam, who did not want much from life, who conducted his life peacefully and lived a fairly simple and happy life. So could he have done anything to make his life better? Or on the other hand, Chris, he was never at peace. He achieved a lot. He was the successful guy in the eyes of the society. Could he have done something to make his life better? Because of course both of them did not choose to die at that moment, and both of them had a certain plans that they wanted to do in life and all those things, just like everybody else, right? So my basic concept is that we don't know how long we're going to live, right? So if we take 1 second as a moment, we only have a certain number of moments to live. But the basic thing is that we don't know how many moments we're going to live, and we only have limited number of moments. So my concept is that if the majority of those moments you lived by accepting what is and not getting into conflict with whatever kind of situation you're in, and just living simply, peacefully, happily, then you have made the most out of your life. But if you are always chasing for something, I mean, chasing itself is not bad, but if you're chasing in such a way that you're trying to escape the moment you're in, you always wanted to become something better, you were never at peace. You always thought that you will have fun after you achieve this, but now it is just working hard and all those things. And if you spent majority of your life just trying to get to another moment while not living the moment you had, then you did not make the most out of your life. So just take a moment to kind of let all these things sink in. And since we don't know what's going to happen next, the best and wisest decision that all of us can take is to live the moment we have peacefully, happily, joyfully. Now, having said that, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your love and support. If you want to buy helpful books, just go to www.hellomadman.com, and thank you.